Good morning, everybody. How are you doing?
Good morning.
Good morning.
We have a special guest with us. If you can't see, we're super excited. 3 Quirky Quilters. I asked my beautiful rep, Sandy Craig, if Scott Fortunoff would like to be interviewed by the 3 Quirky Quilters. And she goes, I'll ask, because I love Sandy Craig. She's one of my favorite reps that comes to our store.
She's a great rep for us.
Oh, Scott, her descriptions of the fabrics are priceless. I love the way she describes every single fabric in the line. She's so fabulous.
I think she's one of the few that carries every single one of our lines. So that shows you something, because we try to mix it up a little bit so we don't put all our eggs in one basket, but in certain cases we do.
Oh, she's there's my heart smiles every time that Sandy comes around at 8 a.m. I get to spend the morning with Sandy and we have such a fabulous time. But she said, let me ask. And off an email went, and lo and behold, Scott was fabulous and emailed me back and said, I would love to. And then it took a little bit of time because employee issues, but here we are. So it's fabulous. So thank you, Scott, for your time. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate that.
Awesome. So we're both quilt stores, lots of quilt stores. We have lots of quilters who watch, but the thing that we would like to talk to you about is all of your beautiful social media on how you get quilt stores to supposedly submit their videos. And then also the Scott Sent Me 2023. I love both those programs. Can you please explain how those started?
Okay. Well, so why don't we break it down a little and talk about one thing at a time, because I think it'll be easier. And I want to let you guys chime in too. I don't want to just kind of flow the whole time. But so basically what happened like 5 or 6 years ago, I went to this conference in California, and it was like a 5-day conference. And what I left from the conference was that 90% or 80% of what we consume on social media going forward was going to be video. So I came home and I started doing videos, lots of videos, and I stunk at it. I've had some bad public speaking experiences in law school, and I've gotten over it because I do the video and I just kind of have to do it. So it just kind of is. But anyway, I came home from that conference and I started doing more video. And then we wanted to encourage our shop owners to do more videos. So that was kind of how it all started. So Scott Sent Me started by, actually the video challenge, started by me going to visit like 6 or 8 shops with one of my reps in Wisconsin. And what I was doing in each shop was I'd go around and do a tour where I was doing the tour with the owner and she'd talk about the shop. And then I posted on my page and people would get to see it. So then I got home from this trip and I'm like, oh my God, I'm exhausted. I did 8 of these videos. And I said, the light bulb went off and I was like, you know what? Why don't I put the onus on them to do their own videos? And that's just how the video challenge started. So the video challenge is August. We asked our retailers to do a video tour of their shop, but we gave some parameters, a couple rules here and there. And then they started submitting videos. And then they got prizes based on either the most likes or most views. It's changed a little each year. Also, we've made the videos shorter because they were getting too long. And personally, I don't love when the videos are much more than 5 or 10 minutes. My attention kind of wanes. So we had some parameters. This year, we did it. I think this was our 6th year doing the video challenge. I don't know why. The numbers were down. Only about 50 shops did it, which was disappointing. But this year we made it. I think people were getting sick of doing the video tour. So they decided to do, we asked to do either a 5-minute Facebook Live video or a reel, which is 90 seconds. I'm not asking really for a lot of your time, but for whatever reason, we got very few submissions. But so this year, the 5-minute Facebook Live video could be anything. It could be a commercial. But a lot of the shops are like, oh, they've seen the shop a million times. Can we do something new? So that's where we're at for August, the video challenge. It's for retailers. So I tried to promote it to the retailers. That was their thing. And it was for the consumers ultimately to see these shops. And that's the end of the video challenge. So then my brain went off and said, all right, why don't we do something for the consumers? And why don't we tie it into the video thing? So then I started Scott Sent Me, which is basically, it's like my own little shop hop. How many shops can you visit? I have prizes, the whole thing. I will say we kind of lacked on promoting it. I think this year we've done a bit better. We didn't do anything crazy, huge promotion to get people involved, but it made sense. So now we had an August, the video challenge. So you see all these great shops. And then in September, October, November, it's Scott Sent Me, where I challenge consumers to visit as many quilt shops as they can in those months. And then hopefully they'll go to the ones where they saw the videos. So it kind of all worked together. And then that challenge, although it was for consumers, it really benefited the shops. I'm all about trying to get consumers to the shops to buy the fabrics from you that I sell you. What better than that? I mean, how could you not like that?
Oh, it's just so important for all of the, yes, that's so appreciative of from. Yes, and I was be the one that probably would say that I think it's a memorable experience. The first time that happened, that somebody came into my store as a new quilt store owner in my old little shop when I had just a few fabrics, that somebody came in and we did this, and I remember it. It was just amazing. So
well, so I like to say, I don't know if your listeners know, I'm the fourth generation in my family business. We're 93 years old, but like I always try to differentiate between what my dad did and what I do. My dad was about the sale. When the sale was over, they moved on to the next thing. You were about promoting your own business. Now we go full circle. I mean, and I like to be where I am because I'm probably the only owner, president who really puts himself out there in the way that I do. Because it's a different world. Again, my dad just made the sale. I'm trying to help you get consumers into your shop. I'm trying to get you to do video to help you help yourself. We're having all kinds of contests and doing things. We support Shop Hop Inc. and their shop hops, which are great because, again, they're driving consumers to your shop to buy the fabrics I sell you. So that's amazing to me. And that's really what we want to support. But we want to be there full circle. And that's why I try to differentiate myself from our competition and really put myself out there as, someone who people know and look for help and know that I'm here to support them. Because if I asked you, could you name 3 more presidents of fabric company? I don't know if you'd be able to. But so that's really what I'm trying to do.
Well, and it's appreciative because, again, yes, since COVID, we've had a lot of changes in the world too, right? And we got to make that relationship through the internet and through some of these beautiful videos. I think that's what brings these videos, help bring my store out to other people and broaden that relationship.
As far as the videos go, listen, I know shop owners are shop owners. They're not actors. I'm not an actor. I just do the videos. I get them done. The message is there. If my hair's messed up or my breath smells, whatever, it kind of is what it is. But I really would love, I know it's tough for some retailers to get in front of the camera. But again, you could do a video. You don't have to be on the video. There's lots of ways to do it. You could hire someone. You could just show stuff. People just want to see what you have because they want to either they can't get out of their home and they want to say, hey, listen, hey, Cathy, this is, Scott. I saw you had this video and there was an awesome quilt. Can you make me a kit? I'm helping make the sale. And that's what we want to do. We want to help the whole way through. It's no different. I've done a lot of videos of our warehouses. People love that stuff because it's a new age. People want to see it all. They don't want to just see the fabric. They want to know where it came from, what you were thinking when you made it, how you packed it, how many people touched it. They want to see the whole, the whole thing. And that's really, I'm trying to offer the whole thing, the whole package, help the retailers, help the consumers, show you the back end, show you the front end, and have fun while we're doing it. We like to say at Jaftex, we make fabric fun. That was one of our little hashtags. But we are trying to make it fun. I don't know if you watch my videos that we do costumes, my dog, my son, but we're having fun. And that's what it's all about. We only have, one chance on this world, and we might as well have fun because it's not fun not being happy. That's, not enjoyable.
Right. Well, one of the things that impresses me now being an entrepreneur is the fact that you highlight your staff no matter where they are in the process. So I feel that's just so important.
Well, I grew up kind of in the business a little bit. My dad felt it was very important for us to work at our warehouse. So back in the day, we worked at the warehouse, minimum wage, hot, he wanted us to, really appreciate our employees, whether it's the person on the bottom or the person on the top. And, listen, I don't claim to be doing everything at all. If anything, I do kind of what I do, but without our employees, we are nothing. So we value our employees very much. We try to take care of them. We try to do the right thing. It's a nice, we don't scream and yell. We're just a nice family business. people want to work for us, come in, work. If you don't want to work for us, you don't have to work for us. It's a free country.
Right.
And, we love having you if you contribute and could be an asset to us. If not, then you could do something else.
So how is Scott Sent Me going?
So what happened this year with Scott Sent Me that made it get a little bit bigger was we got a bunch of email lists from ourselves and then from some other people in the industry that really helped us a lot. And I think it's opening a lot of new eyes. And I think next year will be even better. And we're going to continue to push it. So ironically, if you go to the Scott Sent Me Facebook page, which you could find by going to my page, which is at Jaftex President, it's one of the groups, you could enter the Scott Sent Me page and I'll approve you. But there's a woman, Catherine Brown, who writes a summary. And she says how many shops have been visited, how many states we've been to, how many new participants. And she did that recently. And it's way better than it was before. But listen, we've had people go to over 210 shops just because of my stupid, kind of half-baked little idea here, which that is meaningful. So my big ask for retailers, if any retailers are watching, is when the contest is going on, even starting today, every person that comes in, just tell them about it. Say, hey, this is your first shop, take a picture. And if 5 of those people go to another shop and then another shop, if everyone did that, it really would be impactful. And I think that's what we're going to keep shooting for to keep this growing. So how is it going? It's going better than it did last year. I'll tell you at the end, we did add some kicker prizes and I don't know exactly. I think it was if we get over 10 or more people that went to maybe 100 or 125 shops, we would add a bonus prize. I'm always trying to incentivize. It's no different with the video challenge for retailers. Right. We said if it might have been 100, if we got 200 or more videos, we would add another prize in. But unfortunately, we didn't even get close. So it just kind of is what it is. I take it for what it is. I mean, I don't know the video challenge. I would hate to get rid of it after all this time. Maybe we'll have to see what happens next year. At some point you got to cut your losses, but for the people that are doing it, they do see the value. I mean, the winners are getting, tens of thousands of views. That's, even if you cut it to a quarter, you get 10,000 views, it's still 2,500 views if they're all meaningless. And that is impactful. You don't know how it's going to pan out. Oh, I'm in the neighborhood, I'm going to stop by, I saw that video. Or, I saw they had that quilt. Let me email them and see if I could buy it. Let me go check out their website. It's just exposure to get you out there. So every little bit counts.
Well, and it's exposure in the industry you're in, right? So if we're all supporting each other and we're all doing these videos and trying to support other quilt shops and ourselves, it's better for everybody.
Absolutely. That's why it's I wish more retailers would have done the video challenge to help each other. And then maybe that kicker prize would have kicked in and more people would have had a chance to win. But I've heard every excuse in the book. And, I'm not big on excuses.
Today.
I'm not big on excuses. I'd rather people just say, hey, I don't want to do it. Or, instead of waiting till the last day and they tell me, the dog ate their homework. But, that was one day. What about the other 29 days of the month?
Right.
So,
yes.
You can only lead the horse to water, right?
Right. That's true. Same with it. Right. With our customers. Right. So now that I know, Fabric Bash will be putting one in every year.
I'm going to start doing it. So sure. Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's just one of those things. And I encourage everybody to participate. First, like I said, first of all, I find you very approachable, which is very refreshing in the industry.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like to be. I mean, my numbers, every email, my cell phone's on there. And, I'm really doing the work. Like the blogs, I really write those every week. And, the social media, not as much anymore, but that's really more the team does that. And the videos, I'm really there.
So who came up with the headband? Was that you and the weights?
Yeah, that was me. They're all me.
That is so fabulous. I love it.
Well, I'm sorry. I just wanted to go back for 1 second. I even got my own video person because of all this stuff going all the way back to that conference that I went to. So I have Marcus. Wow. He comes to my house. I have this little studio in my attic and he says, this is what we're doing. And I stand behind the camera and I do whatever he tells me. So, we put a lot of value on the video and I really wish the retailers would too, because I do think that is the future or part of a piece of the pie for sure.
Right. And we have been, that was our goal. this year is our videos as well. We've had a little bit, not making excuses, but running on a business. It's an interesting trying to find some time sometimes on for things for us. And it's been an interesting summer for us, which is fabulous. So I'm not complaining. It's just running onto some fumes, but we're getting there and it's all
You
good.
know what? It's funny that you say that, because some of the excuses were similar to that. And to me, if you were competing against 50 other people to win the prize that I was giving away, the investment on the video was probably better than some of the investments that you were making on those days when you were not making the videos.
Yes.
If you won $1,000 credit from Jaftex, that was a lot better than, cleaning up the thread rack.
Right. Yes.
You have to sell a lot of thread to get to $1,000 credit.
Right.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So, it's still like a risk reward, So anyway, there were 47 people and 6 of them won some good prizes. I think maybe the top prize was $1,000 credit, which is real money.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's very, very generous. So, yes, no, it was like I said, again, an interesting summer. It's my
It's
own
all right,
fault.
Kathy, don't squirm anymore. I don't want to put you on the spot.
It's all good. It's all good.
In the end, you do what you can do, right?
Right.
Exactly. And I can't tell you what to do or how to do it. You got to just realize, if someone sat down and said, oh, wow, maybe I should look at this, I could have a good chance.
Right. Oh, and you do so many other things that people just don't realize as well. You give that golden ticket when people are buying fabric. You do so many things that other people don't see. And the other thing that I thought was very amazing, Scott, that I thought was very appreciative and very not seen. Again, one of those things I don't think is seen is when we went down to Quilt Market last year. All of your guys were there. All of your designers were there. And that was I noticed that. And I came up to you and said, thank you for that. I think that's like amazing.
The problem is when we don't come, or if we say we don't come, everyone thinks we're out of business. So that's part of the problem. Cathy, did you know during COVID that I went on live for about 20 to 25 weeks and did you know, Angela? Do you know?
I did know, yeah.
That I did trivia. So I'd ask 15 to 20 questions and have like 300 to maybe 700 people who were all home during COVID. And I would ask questions and I would fill my house up with pre-cuts, and my family and I, after the contest, we would be sending out pre-cuts and prizes to all the winners for 25 weeks or 22 weeks or something like that.
Yeah, you did it for quite a while.
Yeah. So the people really appreciated that. And, listen, I'm just trying to be different. I'm just trying to, be there for the consumers and the retailers and, show them it's not just about I'm not just about the sale. We want to help everyone. We want to help you make the sale. And if you make the sale, we'll make the sale. So that's kind of how it goes.
Yeah. The first time I met you was probably 2009. So I quilt for my rep. At least I think she's still a rep. I haven't talked to her in the last couple of weeks, it's been quite a while. Janice Pope.
Yes. Yeah.
So I've met you through Janice at market over the years. And the one thing I have to say is that the Scott you see, that's who he is. I mean, you are probably one of the most genuine people that I have met. And it comes across in your videos when you're talking to people. And I think that's something important that we can all learn, to be who we are and to be authentic when we're doing our videos, because that resonates with people.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I have an emergency with one of my children.
It's all right. It's all right. I get it. You know what? It's like, I like to say when you're doing the videos, just get it done. Like, if you make a boo-boo, just move on. It's never going to be perfect, and I'm not perfect. I just need to keep moving forward. And if people want to pick on me for not being perfect on Facebook, it is what it is. You get that anyway. But for the most part, the intentions are good for, the industry, for the consumers, for my employees, for my family, for you guys. We just want to do the right thing and just have fun and just sell fabric.
Right. Well, that's why we named our business Fabric Bash, because fabric is a party.
It is. When I first came into the business, I sat down with my dad. He said, Scott, you just have one thing to do. And I said, what? And he said, you just need to sell. Just sell, and kind of everything else will work itself out. And, these are all the angles. And listen,
Mhm.
I'm not a hard seller, but all these things we do hopefully lead to sales and people saying, wow, they have good fabric, or they, their intentions are good. How about the sewing machine giveaway? I probably gave away 500 sewing machines over the last, maybe 5-6 years, up to people who lost their homes. They were, abused, sex trafficked, just crazy things. But we're humans, and, I feel fortunate, and I'd like to spread that. And, if I give back to people, it makes me feel good. And, I like people to be happy. I mean, some people get a raw deal, and that little bit, a sewing machine or some fabric, could really brighten their day. Or sewing machine, I gave a sewing machine to a girl, her mom still emails me, tells me she's going to art school, like just crazy things. And just kind of, it's not just about the sale, it's about being a good citizen. And I credit my parents with that, and I'm trying to instill that upon my own children as well, which is, it's harder now. The kids are different.
Yes, as apparently as we saw with this little video with my daughter. No, oh gosh, I just had a fleeting thought. I feel like we're not necessarily in the business of selling fabric, but we're in the business of selling memories and
Yeah.
selling like self-worth and some of these things that happen from making these quilts for other people.
Yeah, it's very rewarding. It's great to, and see a great piece, something that you took so much time to make. And some of the quilts, I mean, are just fantastic.
Yeah.
To see them, they're great. I really, what I love? I love when we go to Quilt Market and I get to do, I usually on the last day, I'll do a tour of the exhibit, and the people just love it. And you just see, the comments, how happy it makes them. And what I love too, our industry is nice. I worked in the stock industry and the legal industry, and the people are very different. So that's a breath of fresh air too, that I definitely like and can appreciate.
So maybe that's one of the things you got to tell everybody, to make a video and stop being so nice and letting the next guy take over. Just to take care of your store.
If it were only that easy.
You got to Cathy.
Oh, it's been an interesting ride for Jake and I. So I it's an interesting bit coming into the world right at COVID. We came into this business right at COVID. So it's been such a fluctuation for us. I feel like we're now coming into a nice, even, smooth thing that's been kind of fun, and getting out there. And it's been good. I think what you're doing and helping getting people to promote stuff has just been fabulous. So I appreciate that.
All right.
By tons and tons. My question to you, 2 questions.
Okay.
Where do you see the video? Well, hopefully you kind of gave an answer already. Hopefully you want to see how the video challenge goes forward. Where do you see the Scott Sent Me going forward?
I think based on this year, I think it's only going to get bigger. This year we decide every Monday we have a like a social media team call, our marketing call, and this year was the first year that we said, all right, let's really go for it, because before it was just kind of soft and people just kind of spread the word. Maybe we got some shops to do it, and hopefully next year we'll get ahead of it. So, we tell the shops, hey, every person that comes in, just say, this is a contest, we're having it. And again, like I said, we have there's probably 2,000-3,000 customers in the US. And if everybody just told one person, and then that one person went to one other shop, it really could be meaningful. I don't know. Maybe I'll talk to my team more and see what other ideas we come up with to how to promote it, because I think it does really have a lot of potential. It also helped that the shop hops were going on, because those people could just say, hey, I'm here for the shop hop and I'm here for Scott Sent Me, or the shops could tell them about it too. I think I saw a lot of the people who were new were from those areas where the shop hops were running. Through Shop Hop Inc.
Right. Ours is in April and May.
Yeah. So yours wasn't then, but I know like they have North Carolina, maybe Missouri was in there, and now New England, which is where I live. Yesterday, I actually went with Marcus, my video person, to Christie's Boutique, which is in Norwalk, which is right near where I live, and we did a couple videos, and couple of her customers came in, but so she's got the shop hop as well as she's doing Scott Sent Me as well. So it was just a nice thing, and however we get it, but and listen, maybe where people see what the prizes are, and just it's something to do and whatever. Maybe it'll just keep growing. I hope it could be a massive shop up one day, but we'll see. We're still working, but this year was definitely a good year for this, and not so good year for the video challenge. And I thought the video challenge would have done better with the 90-second reels. I mean, if you don't have 90 seconds to do a reel.
Yeah. Well, okay, I'm going to squirm again.
I'm squirming too now.
My next question
It's
for
all right.
you.
I'm not. I listen. Everyone's got to do what they got to do. I could just ask and try. I might disappointed. I'm not ecstatic. I mean, I'd love to see more, but it's hard to move the dial. Our customers are different. Where they are nice, where my law people and stock people might not be nice. They're not maybe as proactive, or they may be afraid, timid. The video thing is a lot. Technology, those things are scary to some people.
Yeah, but if we want to succeed, we've got to get those videos out there, and it's just something we have to do, or we're not going to continue to succeed, because we're not going to get in front of our clients.
And listen, social media is only getting bigger. But the problem is, can you do TikTok? Can you do Instagram? Can you do Facebook? Can you do that? It's like, it becomes a lot.
Yeah.
And it's not easy.
Right. That's the thing. I mean, if it were just, but you're right. You put it in a nutshell. There's so many of them that we have to encompass, much less our issue this year is we had employees drop out. So we were working more behind the scenes here, just keeping our doors open. So there's all of that stuff as an entrepreneur, which is, I'm not complaining. I love it and I thrive on it. It was just a thing. So my question to you is, how many have you first ever made a quilt?
No quilts, but I've been to several charity events. Karen Montgomery, I forgot what her shop was called, in Philadelphia or in Pennsylvania. I went to her shop. We made pillowcases. I've done pillowcases. I did a bag at Karen Montgomery's too. A few things, nothing crazy. I just couldn't get that into it. My son actually was doing it for a while, was getting lessons. He made some pajamas.
Oh, that's
but it's
awesome.
funny because I live in Connecticut now, but I'm originally from New York. And whenever I tell people I'm in fabric, they're always like, "Oh, you do bedding?" They never get it. You do clothing, you do bedding, you do sheet. No, we do fabric for home sewing, quilting. And they just don't get it. New York is like an anomaly. Not to say there aren't quilters there or people don't know about it, but not as much as when I go to other places. When you go to other places, and I'm sure where you guys are, it's probably a lot more prevalent than. But
I still feel this quilting industry is very underestimated, and they don't know what this industry really is and how big it really is.
It's big. It's very big. I know it's probably 10 million, I would guess.
Well, yeah, it just is. It's just
not more.
Right. So when my son-in-law, who's 29, says he owns a quilt store, people think he's crazy, right? So we have in our store, we have a real Men Quilt t-shirt. So that's why I asked about the whole quilting. Now, do you get lots of quilts given to you?
I have my fair share of stuff. People send me lots of different. I get all kinds of random things. You never know when you open the box in the office what's going to be in there. I get cookies. I get books. I get fabrics. I get cards. Lots of different stuff. It depends. Pillows. I have a pillow in my office that has my name on it that I sit on.
That is so awesome.
Yeah, lots of quilts. Oh, by the way, I should show you.
I love that one.
Oh, wow.
I love that one.
That is really cool.
I had amazing. Tim Natar made that. Tim Natar is a studio designer, and she does the quilts like that. That was awesome. So,
Claude, I watched you as you put that as it was progressing on Facebook, didn't you?
Yeah, I got to do another. I want her to do another one. I think with my dog.
Golden retriever, right?
Yeah, yep. We have a red golden retriever who probably gonna need a walk when we're done. So anyway, how can I switch the subject? What are you guys finding these days? How is business? What's the sentiment of the consumer? What's working? What isn't?
Oh,
or should I do that for my video?
Oh, you're good. No, it's a good question. You're going to put us on the spot.
Great question.
First of all, I just went to Jake and I, we have Cathy McKillop.
Yep.
So she has been phenomenal on helping us to
Oh,
grow.
you're using that business? Yeah.
Yes. So we went and we got the talk that we got from that was amazing from Whiz Bang Retail Mastery was and again the no excuses thing kind of thing. You cannot out Walmart, or you cannot out Amazon, but they cannot out you. So the onus is really honestly on us, right? So again, I didn't send in the video, so that's like my fault. No excuses, right? So with machine sales and all of that other stuff, I think we have to work and be a little bit more creative and help the customer see the value in what they're actually getting. So again, I'm not just selling fabric, I'm selling memories. I'm selling a memory that you get to hand maybe a great grandchild that you're never even going to meet, a memory, something from you.
Mm-hmm. Are you getting new customers?
Yes.
Younger or just a mix of?
Well, I think
my demographics is going down. I definitely age demographics is going down.
And how is that? Are they different buyers?
Yeah, for sure.
They buy what they need.
So, I'm not a traditional quilt store. So I sell wide back. Everything I do is long arm based. So long arm machines, wide back, anything you would need to actually physically quilt the quilt as opposed to piecing the quilt. So my demographics are, my average is probably in their 40s right now, as opposed to when I started, it was probably closer to 62, 63.
Oh, that's good.
My customers. What I'm finding is that my rental program is kicking off. So especially with very young quilters, they may not be able to afford a long arm, but they can afford to come in and quilt their quilts on mine. Right. So we're getting them in the door that way to start out with, is getting them quilting, getting them confident doing it, and it does eventually translate into sales, but it's usually a little bit of a longer relationship, which is great because I like building relationships with people, and I'm not as much into the sale as building the relationship and watching them go through their journey with what they're doing. But I also find that when selling the actual machines, I tend to do more education now than I used to, right? So having that built, already planned out and built for them. So, but my demographics has definitely gone down in the last 4 years dramatically.
And I would say the same here, but then I highlight the uniqueness of the business. And I tout, again, for my son-in-law who's in this business, that there's an amazing side to this quilting community that is so hidden, because people spend thousands of dollars on this thing that they spend hours making, and then they just give it away, right? And I see a lot of husband and wife teams teaming up. So she pieces and he's going to go ahead and he's going to quilt it for her on our rental program. So I find it really interesting. And then we have a gentleman who started quilting when he was 79. He's a retired Navy guy, and he's been doing it for 4 years, and he's fabulous. He's amazing. Yeah. So I think we just need to do a lot of education that way. And again, the video is amazing for that, to get that unique, to build that sense of community. I think that's the part that is on us, is to build that sense of community.
Yeah, totally. That definitely helps.
Oh no. And I just think I love, and it comes, and again, I think, Scott, it comes from you to your reps to us to our customers, so if that joy gets translated all the way through, that goes all the way through to our customers. And that's, I think, again, I mean, we're into some degree, making that experience happen for them. So yeah, I love highlighting new products. I love telling everybody that you don't have to just do fabric. You can do leather. You can do projects on the long arm. You can make it whatever you want. No rules. There's no quilting police allowed in my door. So
are you guys going to Quilt Market?
Yes.
Yeah. Both of you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I think it's important to go to Quilt Market as a quilt store. I don't understand how people can run a quilt store and not be going to market.
Welcome to my world, son-in-law. You get to transfer money from my daughter.
The problem with Quilt Market, I think, is Quilt Market, unfortunately, I think missing April was tricky, they're losing the continuity here and no one knows what to do. More for us, we kind of have to be there. Like I said before, and I wasn't even kidding. If we didn't show to Quilt Market, they'd probably think we're out of business. And then they'd probably also tell us that we were the reason why Quilt Market, it doesn't exist. because during COVID, we said we weren't going, and it just had a negative impact, unfortunately. And listen, I'm not trying to hurt anyone. I just really would like some consistency in the quilt market. And, you know, the costs have gotten out of control.
Yes.
And, you know, the
Yeah.
attendance has gone down so much that, you know, it's a hard business decision to swallow. And kind of at times I feel like we're forced to go. And not that I don't want to go, but it's just not worth everyone's time and all the effort when, you know, so few retailers end up showing up.
Right. And for the
international.
retailers, they're the people that need to be there. I mean,
I
that's where you
understand.
find out what's coming out. I mean, if you have a good rep, you know what's coming out fabric wise, but there's going to be other things coming out that you don't know about.
I think COVID made people realize, like, do I really need to go? It's so expensive. And now everything's so, you know, traveling is such a ripoff now.
Yeah.
And again, like you said, it was funny. We recently asked a question. I asked about retailers. Do they value the advertisements that we put in Fab Shop and American Quilt Retailer? And every answer was almost like, we really rely on our sales reps. And I really didn't realize how much they put on their sales reps for, you know, as far as their value. It was just interesting to see that. And that led me to believe, like, what do they need Quilt Market for? They need their sales rep. That really seems to me like the key to the castle.
But
if you have a good sales rep, I
yes,
mean,
if you have a
we're
good
most
sales
lucky
rep.
we have awesome sales reps, right?
Yes.
If the company you're working for doesn't have good sales, or that you're trying to deal with doesn't have good sales reps, you're going to miss out on something that could have made you a lot of money, right? So I don't know. I mean, even not running a big quilt store, going to Quilt Market has always paid off for me. I mean, even when I was just quilting, it would bring me in new quilting customers. It's always paid off for me.
I feel like you were so amazing, Scott, to offer up that question when you came back from Quilt Market last year. You said, "So what? Ask me anything today." And I asked you, "Do you think Quilt Market's going to continue?" And you were like, "Wow, that's a loaded question." And I said, "Well, first of all, I appreciate your answer."
What did I say?
Oh, you said something. It was perfect. It was a good answer. It was all great. What I think about Quilt Market that you cannot put a value, I mean, that you can't put a price on, but you can put a value on, is the networking. I think to me, the networking goes way farther than buying, because I am doing Cathy's program. We are very serious about our buying, because I vow never again to cancel a fabric order after we did after COVID. I don't ever want to be in that position ever again, but we are very serious about growing our business. And so it's harder for me to sit down there necessarily and crunch numbers in front of all of this. I get sensory overload sometimes with that. But the part of that is walking around and talking to people and seeing the patterns, seeing everything, and then making notes and coming back and then talking and continuing that relationship with my rep.
Yep, that's definitely good. But, you know, unfortunately, and not everyone feels the same, and it's slowly kind of fading. You know, even my competitors, they're not showing, or they go to Quilt Market and they don't get a booth, and they just have a hotel room, and then start taking it. You know, like, that would be great, because you save a lot of money.
Right.
We're not, you know, that to me is sneaky and not very nice, and to me it doesn't show support for the industry, which I deem to be important. Because in the end, you know, like, I always said, like I said before, I'm not a hard seller, but I'm not really a Jaftex hard seller, but I just want people to buy fabric, because I know if they're going to quilt shops and they're buying fabric, they'll eventually hit some of mine, and you know, that's really what it's about. So if we promote the industry and fabric in general, and, you know, do all these contests and things to show support, hopefully it all helps everyone and the big picture. Because, you know, if the industry, you know, I find, like, even if you know, fabric.com went out of business, I'm sure lots of people are happy, but on the other side, there's a lot of people who probably aren't quilting anymore. So they're just like, oh, that was too easy to buy and I don't want to deal with it. And that's always a shame. You know, I mean, I think back to even when Hancock Fabrics went out. Right. Because I think sewing begets sewing. So the more sewing that's out there, more fabric, I could go here for thread and here for scissors and all these different places. That's good. But when these stores start going out and, you know, all these things go away, it kind of, you know, I think we slowly lose, you know, there's just fallout, which is a shame. And, you know, even fabric.com, they were so big, just probably a lot of fallout. And a lot of people are just like, whatever, I'm done. I'll do some other hobby.
Right. I mean, right. And we go farther together, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Totally.
we go farther together. So that's been one of the things that I have. There's a reason that CVS and Walgreens are across the street from each other. We can still work in the same community and work together because there's
Yep.
so much beautiful fabric out there. We all can't have it all.
Well, and if we're trying to work together, we're going to make ourselves better and the other store better, which is stronger for everybody. So the quilt stores that you look at and you go in and like, wow, I really like this. More than likely, they are partnering with other quilt stores.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
It was even like yesterday, I told you I went to Christie's quilt shop. She was saying that for the shop hop, the farthest shop north reached out to her because she's the farthest shop south, and they decided they're gonna have a prize for the people who hit both of those shops, which I thought was cool.
That's a fabulous idea. That's
I know lots of shop owners have like their little friends in other states where they kind of bounce ideas off, or they share quilts. There's a lot of good things. It's no different. During COVID, we had started that retailer Facebook group. It was 400 or 500 people. Now it's in the 2000s, and we don't even have to post stuff. The retailers are posting questions and having other it's a great community. I see now that Facebook has chat. There's a lot of chats going on all the time. And, people are trying to help each other, which I think is good because, again, I think we're all kind of on the same mission. Some people view this one as their competition, and I do get that, but not everyone is your competition.
Yeah. Well, and you can have a good relationship and building each other and still in competition. Cathy and I are in competition.
Yeah, I was going to say, are you guys how far are you guys from each other?
Well, she's in Omaha. I'm in Raleigh. We're not close, right? But still, we sell machines
the same machine
anywhere. So, I mean, we are in competition with each other, and yet we support each other. And Tracy, who is the third Quirky quilter, is in Canada. She's still our competition, right? But you can have friendly relationships with your competition and still, like, our big joke is, I'm coming for you. I know you're beating me right now in sales, right? So you have got an Angela-sized target on your back. You understand that, right? So we do that to drive each other and to help both parties increase our sales, right? And because there's got to be some game involved. It's got to be fun in some way, right? And neither one of us are hardcore sales. We just kind of joke around about it.
Yeah. It's like I've been to Symposium. Do you know about Symposium? And they break off into groups, and they help each other. Those things are nice. And everyone could use support, bounce ideas.
I get to be a part of that for the first time this year.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm kind of really excited about it.
She hasn't invited me back in a while. Guys, could we wrap up soon?
Yep.
I hear the dog barking.
Well, that is she needs to take
you are way more than generous with your time. So thank you so much.
I hope this was good content for you. I don't know what you're gonna do when you cut it up. Will you send me a taping?
Oh, for sure. You'll get it first. We'll get it first before it goes live. How does that sound?
How many people how many followers do you have, or however that is?
Oh, okay. So it goes out in multiple ways. So the actual 3 Quirky Quilters has about 2,500, I think, right now. But it goes out to all of our individual groups too. So all totaled, I mean, Cathy, you have about 15,000, don't you?
I have almost 30,000.
30,000. See, I underestimated Cathy. So,
well, if I don't say anything too stupid, I'll post it on my page too.
All I want to do is ultimately, I just want to help our customer, and I think we're all in that same boat, and that's what it's really about.
It is.
The other thing is just helping the customer. Like, we have a lot of videos for you to share, like of the warehouse, and those things too are cool. People love seeing them. Even just a picture of the warehouse. There's one that keeps popping up that everyone keeps liking and asking if they could come sleep there and rob us. And all that stuff.
I think back my car out of the back of it. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
The folding of the fabric is always mesmerizing.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Well, keep Sandy coming to my store because I love that lady.
Don't worry about that. Is Janice your sales rep, Angela?
Janice is my sales rep. Yes, she is. And she's
Janice.
Also a good friend. She used to live really close to me.
Janice. I one time we had a dinner with a bunch of reps, and I said Janice is my like the teacher's pet, and I was so bad received. But Janice and I are buddies. She's like my closest of all the reps, and we travel together a lot because I'm in the South. She's just a great person.
She is an awesome person.
Yeah, and she knows what she's doing, and everyone likes her, and she's just great. I wish she was. I wish I could have her for 20 more years, but I don't think that's going to be the
I
case.
think she's starting to nest in that on that farm. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, that's why I haven't talked to her recently. Is that she's moved full time to the farm. So,
A bunch of my employees are starting to nest. We kind of say it's like my dad's people. My dad's 76, so like the people that he brought in, some of them are slowly kind of moving out, and we're kind of, me and my brother, getting our, we call it. He says we're euthanizing it.
Euthanizing. Yeah.
But they're leaving, so people are retiring, and it's just change.
But that's important too, to bring the next generation in.
Totally.
Even into sewing, we need to bring the next generation in. So
Yes.
yeah,
I got one right there. He's 29.
Yeah.
So you need to be looking at his kids too, though.
That's true.
They're never too young.
Well, thank you
all
for
right.
your time.
Good.
Yeah,
good.
you're fabulous. Thank you for your time.
Thank
You
you
were
so
fabulous.
much for doing this
You guys
with us.
got it. Anytime.
Right.
I look forward to seeing you at Quilt Market. Make sure to say hello.
I
We
will. Take care.
All right. Take care. Have a
Bye-bye.
good one. Bye.